Okay, so let's have a look at them. So we have the battery saving compound E-MAZZA 2-ply protection in a 27.5 2.6 and a 29 by 2.6, and it's the graphene 2.0 with a 4C compound. Now, if you're familiar with Maxis, which everybody probably is at this stage, they have a 3C compound. This is a very similar concept, it's just a 4C, so it's 4 compounds instead of 3. Now, dual ply construction, sidewalls, pretty hefty, very downhill tyre. They're fairly weighty as well, around about 1350 grams. I don't have the precise weights here, but we could weigh in, but that we'll move on from that one. Tread pattern, another Minion clone. Centre knobs are ramped. Every second one though is stepped. It's not actual ramp, it's like a step. Vittoria do say this aids in traction, which, you know, it's great for climbing. And we do tend to do a lot more climbing on e-bikes than you would on a normal bike, because let's be honest, it's easy and it's more fun. So side knobs are softer than the center, which is probably where they're coming up with their battery saving compound. It's a harder compound in the middle. Plenty of siping, so when you actually get the tire over, it'll actually allow the knobs to deform slightly and dig in better. And yeah, it's a nice looking tire. Now we'll get it onto a wheel, and we'll get them onto wheels, and we'll have a look, see how they come up. All right, so mounted up, quick spin down the road just to get the sealant around, and quite surprised they don't actually mount up that big. They're more like a 2.5 than a 2.6. Not a bad size. In fact, I kind of prefer the 2.5 kind of size tyre than a 2.6, for being honest with you. I feel the 2.6 is a little bit balloony. So size-wise, not so bad. But to just give you an idea, this is a 2.4 Argotol, and you can see they're very similar in size. There's very little in it. So yeah, more 2.5 width than 2.6, I'd say. So not so bad. I have the tyres mounted to my Hope Fortis e-bike wheels on Pro 5 hubs. These hubs are fantastic, really nice. Hefty old wheels, but again, it's what you need. A little bit of strength for your e-bike, especially if you're going to be battering it around. And more on the wheels later. But so yeah, let's get them out on the trail and see how they feel. Well, first thing I noticed with the tyres is they're fairly harsh feeling. Actually sped up the rebound just a little bit to dampen everything, to make everything a little bit more plush. And I'm only running 20 psi up front, and 20 psi in the rear and 17 up front, and they actually feel fairly hard at that. So it's probably just the compound and the sidewalls. Climbing traction seems pretty good in the dry. Some nice steep sections coming up, so we'll soon test that out. One weird thing I feel here now is, like on this grassy section, they kind of feel like they drag a bit. It's almost like they're biting in and a bit too much. I don't know if that's just me, or probably just me. But then you hit the rocky stuff and it seems to float through. But yeah, seemed like I have to put a lot more effort in on the grass here. That's just me, must be. This is a pretty steep climb here, and you can actually hear the tread biting into the ground as you're heading up, and a lot of heather and stuff underneath, which does aid with traction. But I think those square edge knobs on the back really do bite. As you can see in this clip here, it's actually getting steeper and a lot rockier, but the tyres actually did a very good job. No slip, they were up over the rocks, no problem, didn't spin out once. Plenty of bite, plenty of traction. Not sure how it would be in the wet, but it's dry at the moment, and yeah, very happy, very impressed. See how she is through here. Oh god, this could be testing. Oh, she spun out. Couldn't wouldn't expect much more than that, to be honest. It's definitely not something that many tyres get through there. Oh. Yeah, it's got up that fine. Any wets, I think it would have struggled. But as I said before, I don't think many tyres would get you up that without spinning out. Not a bad view for be testing tyres. Not a bad view for testing tyres at all. Fast rolling, so we might hit the 100. There's one thing I'd say about these tyres, that they're extremely quiet on the road. Must be the harder compound in the centre, obviously, but yeah, like compared to anything else, they're extremely quiet. You don't get none of that tractor buzz, as we call it. Yeah, no matter where you are, sheep are always stupid. No matter what country you're in, they're always stupid. Next, it was time to take them into some wet woodlands, and this is where things started to get interesting. Sketchy as hell, these roots and rocks. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is direct landing. Oh. Conditions are not the best for these, I've got to admit, but they're definitely not for the wet, that's for sure. Jesus. You actually find yourself trying to avoid all the worst bits, whereas on other tyres I've used, I can actually just fucking straight line a lot of stuff here and it will grip. I have no confidence in these at all. Oh, crikey. They do tend to clog up a little bit. Not as bad as some tyres, but not brilliant. Lowering the pressures on the tyres does make a difference, but it's not that big a difference. It's smoothens the ride out a little bit, but it doesn't really give you that much more traction. So, and it's really just down to that compound in the centre. It's rock hard, like so, and it's, you know, that's their battery saving compound. So it's what it's designed to do. Time to head to the trail centres, and this is where the tyres really started to shine. On surfaces like this, the tyres actually feel very sprightly. They certainly don't feel what their actual weight is. For here, I upped the pressures to 25 rear and 23 front, and that made all the difference on these surfaces. Cornering control is really predictable, and braking is very, very strong. Here, it's quite hard to get the tyre to actually brake away, but when it does actually go, it's very, very predictable. There's no sudden brake, it's just a nice controlled kind of slide. Only happened once or twice on the surfaces here, mostly in the back as well, because I was throwing the back end quite hard at the corners. But the front grip was pretty damn good. So who are these tyres actually for? Well, if you ride 70 to 75% of the time off-piste stuff, muddy, loamy, rooty, rocky stuff, not the best, to be honest with you, especially when it gets wet, not the best, but they're okay, don't get me wrong. If you ride 75% of the time trail centre, these are the tyres I would recommend. They're fantastic for that. As soon as I hit the trail centre stuff, they came alive. They roll really well, they brake really well, climb very well in that kind of situation, and because of the side walls, they hold up very well in corners and heavy landings. So if that's you, if that's where you ride, then I would definitely recommend these. And they're going to last a damn sight longer as well than a normal tacky downhill tyre, because they're not such a soft compound. So yeah, if that's you, I highly recommend it. Thanks guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to try and answer them for you, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Thanks, bye bye.